Hello, everybody. It's often said that a ship without a rudder will not reach its destination. And in this course, our destination is successfully completing the course. Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totiro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College, and welcome to this course. In this short video, I'm going to just give you a general tour of what my course sites will often look like. I will be using a demonstration course. So it's not going to be exactly what you will see with your particular course, but most of the stuff you're going to see is going to be exactly how you would navigate through this course. So with that being said, let's go up to my site and let's take a look on how to navigate through this course so you can successfully complete this course. All right. In this course, first of all, one of the first things you're going to notice as the first time you're in this course is that there's nothing there. Where is all the course content? Now, for many of you, you've known me for years, but basically, you will not be given access to the course content until you complete a couple of steps, right? And plain and simple, here is the first area that we concern. Let's take a real quick look at what is called the help and support area. And in this particular area is just generic links taking to different places in which you can seek additional help. General rule of thumb, if you run into a particular situation, look at these first. And if you're not quite sure, contact me right away and I'm going to help you the best I can. But here we got the help desk, any particular help that you might need with specifics of your computer in your particular environment. General rule, look at the help first. If it doesn't really help you within a minute or two, contact me and we're going to see what we can do. Now, the first place you're going to see is this start here course syllabus and course information. This is probably the majority of what you need to know to successfully complete this course. So let's open it up. And you're probably, if you're watching this video, you're probably already there. That's this video right here, a guided tour of this particular course. We're going to step through all these so you can see what's basically going on. But the first place you always go with any course is the syllabus. Again, this is a demonstration course. So the syllabus is not going to be what you will see for your particular course. This particular course I use is a little demo I use for videos. I call it my unmasking the hidden architecture reality. I kind of have a little fun, quick little background. I kind of have a little fun with conspiracy theories. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I have a little fun with it. So I created this dummy course based upon all the really wacky conspiracy theories that you will often hear. But you will see, generically, you will see the course title. Make sure it's the correct modality. You've signed up for the correct course numbers, the particular semester involved. Then you have particular information about me, the instructor, my office hours, where I'm located on campus. During normal school years, fall and spring, I'm on campus quite frequently in my office hours. I love pop-ins. Please come and visit me. If it's a summer semester, my office hours are by appointment. If you want to physically see me, my office hours are by appointment. But I try to use WebEx or some other methods. But there's my particular office hours. But again, fall and spring, I'm on campus. Summer, I am usually not on campus. Just contact me and we'll have some kind of appointment. Here is my particular credentials associated with my particular background. And then we get into the course description, any particular prereqs. Please read the entire syllabus. Some of the things that we will cycle back to is some what we call performance indicators, what it is expected of you by the end of this particular course. We will cycle back to that. I may accidentally call them learning outcomes. Please understand, indicators just means when you're done with the course, what you should be able to do. Required textbooks, any kind of required material is required on the first day of the course. I know sometimes the schedule says we start on Saturday, but by Monday, Tuesday latest, you need those course materials. If you need some kind of extension on that, contact me as soon as possible. But I'm assuming by Monday or Tuesday of that first week of the semester, you have that course material and you're ready to go. No excuses into the second or third week. Then you get into the particular schedule. About the schedule, let me be really blunt about the schedule. The schedule is basically written in stone. I treat my students with respect. I treat my students as adults. So please maintain a calendar. We'll talk about some of the other things that are associated with things, but please keep a calendar. It's very difficult a lot of times to complete these courses, let alone pushing things back. And every time you push something back, you are putting more pressure on you. And I don't want to see that. I've heard all the different excuses over the years about why people can't complete certain things on time. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. But fundamentally, here's the schedule. Can it be adjusted? Yes, but nothing truly radical. You'll see as you're going through, again, this is a mock course, but you'll see as you're going through the course material, you'll see things like grading information, points awarded, what you need for an A, what you need for a B, how things are spread out. You will see different miscellaneous policies. Different courses will have different policies. Some courses may have a different AI, artificial intelligence policy versus other courses. But basically, it is required upon you to read the entire syllabus and understand all the particular course policies, and even different college policies. That's all really embedded into that course syllabus. That is the best place to get the base understanding, the 10,000 foot view of the entire course is through the course syllabus. Now, let's go on to the next item in this area. And Lakeland's bookstore does follow this, what they call bookstore first day access, where you don't have to do any kind of fancy links or anymore. It's ready to go. Basically, when you accept all the cookies, when you get to a certain point, again, this is a demonstration video. There will be a button there that will link the required course content to this particular course, and you're ready to go. Again, if you have any problems with this, try contacting the bookstore and then contact me. The bookstore has a lot more knowledge about the first day access particular material. You don't see it on this screen because this, again, is a mock course. Learning outcomes. I will tell you over time, it's important that you understand what is expected, what you should expect at the end of the course. Not what I should expect, what the school should expect, but you as a student. What can you do after this particular course? In this particular situation, again, mock course here, each course has a series of what are called performance indicators, learning outcomes, that have to map to certain content and to assignments. So please read this learning outcome map and basically say, like, the first learning outcome in this silly course, it says decode symbolic languages. That is covered in chapters 1 and 2. It's captured in, it's explained in different videos. You might see podcasts in there, videos, a whole bunch of things. And then the particular assessments that would be associated with learning outcomes, performance indicators would be number 1. And as you go through this, you would see different indicators. They don't necessarily always have to be one lines up with chapter 1. There could be spread all over. Different indicators might be covered in multiple assessments. Okay, very normal. But this is telling you these performance indicators, these learning outcomes are what you as a student should expect from yourself when you're done with this particular material. Communication guidelines. These are how to make contact with me. My expectations is that I usually rely heavily upon email. My email response time is pretty good. Usually during the normal business hours, it could be 1-2 hours tops. At night, it may be cycled to the next morning, and then the weekends, it might take a little bit longer. I would tell you that really the first place to try to get a hold of me would be through an email. During business hours, I do have my office number directed to my cell, and I will pick them up during business hours, basically 8 to 5, 8 to 6. But after 6 o'clock, I kind of, like keep normal, what they call banker hours and stuff like that. But please go through the communication guidelines, talks about student etiquette, email etiquettes, and all these discussion boards, netiquette, how to be yourself on a given online course or a hybrid course or within in a classroom, how to, like a better word, behave appropriately so you don't get that unwanted attention. Definitely no flame wars. All right. And then here's the different communication tools. Not going to go through each of these in this particular video in grand detail. It is your responsibility to go through these communication guidelines. Next one is minimal requirements for a particular course. Each course may be slightly different depending on what course you are taking. Some courses may require you to have a USB drive. Some courses may rely upon you installing software. Most courses rely that you can make connection to the internet. So here is the minimum technology required for you to successfully complete this course. If you don't meet these requirements, please contact me as soon as possible and let's see what we can do. The open labs do meet all these minimum requirements, but this is the minimum technology required for taking this course, whether this course is online, hybrid, even on campus. Minimal technology skills expected of the student. There is a certain technology skill level that is associated with most online courses. Can you use Blackboard? Do you know how to upload and download files? If you are not comfortable with some of these minimal technology skills, please contact me as soon as possible. They're nothing outrageous. I think the most complicated thing in some courses would be needing to install software on your particular machine. None of the minimal technology skills should be anything of grand concern. Can you open a document? Can you read a document? Do you know how to use a word processor, a spreadsheet? These are all based on the specific course. So again, it is your responsibility to read these and understand these. And let me stress this. Just because they are documented doesn't mean we cannot discuss them. If there's confusions or concerns, or you just want to talk about this stuff, please contact me as soon as possible. And that is what I'm here for. So I'm not just putting stuff up on a course site and saying it is completely your responsibility for you to completely understand this. No, I want you to understand it. I want to engage with the students. I want you to have a successful outcome. Now we get into probably one of the most important steps in our success, and that is what I call the attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement. Before you can see any content on the course site, you have to go through and take this particular quiz. Real quickly, I have a more detailed video about this, but real quickly, and let me explain. I am required by the federal law that I take attendance one time for every student. It is based upon recording. It's based upon financial aid. Even if you're not taking financial aid, every faculty member has to record one-time attendance. I have a very simple attendance policy. My attendance policy is this. You have to take and approve to this attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement first, so I can report it to the federal government. Second, so you can see the course content. Let's go through this. Now, again, I have a more detailed video about this if you have concerns. There are 3 questions to be aware with. And again, you can watch the video, the detailed video for more. But basically, This is an understanding between you and I. This explains my particular policies associated with it. I'm not going to go into grand details because then I have a complete video for that. But you have to agree to everything in this before you would see anything. If you don't agree to this, you will not see the course content, but you will need to contact me as soon as possible. Let me say that again. If you don't agree to all three things in this attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement, you will not see the content. You will have to contact me and we will talk in greater detail. But I'm going to say, yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. You, of course, read all these. You're not just going to press, and yes, I understand. Give it a second. I'm going to submit. No need to download. And once I do that, you will notice that all the content is now available to you because of the completion of that attendance and zero policy agreement. That initial folder, the start folder, goes down to the bottom, right? So, because you pretty much covered it. You will notice a couple things here. We have these little bullet pointed items. These are kind of like check boxes for you to keep track of things. Some things are kept track by the system. Other things are we tracked by you. They're little check boxes. I encourage you to keep track of what you are doing. So let's take a look at the course content here. First of all, at the top of the course, you're going to see something called events. Events are events that you and I would meet on. They might be a WebEx event. They might be a classroom event. Normally, they're a WebEx event. In different courses, we would talk about those in detail. Whenever I have a WebEx event, I do record them. I do make them available. Normally, I do record my lectures and make those available for students afterwards, depending on the technology within the given classroom. So you have this learning module called Events. And there would be potentially a lecture, previous lectures, maybe student videos in there, but some kind of particular event. That will be explained in more detail inside the specific course. The next thing you're going to see is these different learning modules. Real quickly about these learning modules. You'll see a little graphic here. That is more whimsy than anything else. It kind of brings a little color to the course site. So the course site's not just completely boring without some kind of specialty there. But inside the learning module. So I do run things in chronological order. So we have week one, we have content there. What will happen when we're done with week one, I move that down to the bottom of the site. It'll still be available to you, but usually at the beginning of every week, you will see the first week's material. You'll see the date, general concepts. I guess the conspiracy theory I'm investigating in this particular course module is flat Earth. Let me stress something. I have fun with conspiracy theories, but I am not a conspiracy theorist. I think so. These are absolutely outrageous things. The Earth is a globe. It is not a flat disk, but let's have some fun sometimes. But when you go into the learning module, you'll see the learning module is broken up into 3 sections. Section 1, or content section, are all the content that is associated for this particular module. You might see podcasts, you might see videos, you might see readings, anything that provides particular content associated with that material, with that particular module, would be in the content section. Once you are completed with the content section, you have the homework section or the homework lab section. These are things that you have to do, right? They are assignments. They could be a lab, they could be a video, they could be a massive project that spans over the entire semester. But these are what I often refer to as items that you have to provide back to me. So they're not exams, they are things that you have to create or you have to do. Finally, you have what I call unit tests. Let me explain something about the unit tests. I do not it's just my own personal teaching style. I am not a big believer in 2 tests, midterm and final, or 2 midterms and a final, or anything like that. I like to keep my tests fairly small and as close to the content as possible. So each module may have 1 or 2 or maybe 3, depending on the size of the readings and the other different content of the unit test. That allows you as a student to always be that you would have the assessment, the unit test, as close to the content as possible. So you're not having to do cramming at the end of the semester or the beginning of the semester. My exams are not comprehensive. My exams are based upon the particular content. I call them unit tests because they're not quite quizzes, but they're not quite exams. So they, depending on the particular course, they're usually made up of maybe a quick short answer, multiple choice, true and false, depending on the requirement for the particular course. Each unit probably expect to have a unit test once a week. It works out better. Trust me, it works out better than having those midterm and final type situation. In my particular situation, there's just so much content to get through. Once we're done with each module, it would be on to the next module. Now, different classes are going to have different expectations on time. Let's wrap some things up here. Okay, let's wrapping some things up here. Again, a ship without a rudder, you are going to get lost. This particular video kind of maps out not the specific content of the course, but the direction in which you as a student need to be taking to complete this course successfully. I cannot stress this enough. I am here for you. Whether it's an online course, it's a WSR course, hybrid, HyFlex, on campus, that not only am I providing the content, I am providing a guide to you as a student. I can only provide the guide if you reach out to me when you have a particular situation in your environment. If you know you're going on a business trip, family trip, or something, let me know as soon as possible, right? Don't tell me after the event. Jump on the course material as quickly as possible. If you can't find something, let me know. There's a lot of moving parts associated with a course site. I make mistakes. Let me know and we work on it. The best advice I can give you, besides understanding the navigation of this course, is start the course content early. You will notice in the syllabuses, most of my expectations of when assignments are due and assessments are due, those are normally at the end of the week. That affords you the ability to start on this material early. When people are not successful, it is because they just don't allocate the time necessary. If there is assignments that are due on Friday at 9 p.m., they will start those assignments at 8 p.m. on that Friday, and then they run out of time, right? Don't do that. Do not do that. Start your assignments early. You will be extremely successful. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Got a little silly with the content. This is a generic tour. All my courses will have some slight differences, but I would say about 95% of the courses are structured this way with some slight differences. Read the syllabuses, read the other content. If anything, you have any questions, the best thing you do is contact me as soon as possible. I am here as both a guide to get you through the course material and a content provider. I always end all my videos with that being said, let's go learn something.